In my experience, I often meet people who end harmful relationships and aim to avoid repeating the same patterns in the future. While this is a positive step, two main challenges arise: dealing with the grief and the sense of loss. As a certified psychotherapy counselor, I would like to share my insights on relationships with you. The first challenge is the process of breaking up. You leave the relationship but keep returning to your partner, sometimes multiple times, until you finally accept that your partner won't change. The second challenge is recognizing the toxic traits in a partner. Even when you see clear signs of toxicity, you may ignore them because of a strong desire to maintain the relationship. In such cases, the need for companionship overshadows the importance of a healthy relationship. In my view, both of these challenges relate to avoiding grief and loss. The thought of grieving feels unbearable. You wonder how anyone could willingly experience such painful emotions. You may think, "I'll wait for the pain to go away by itself because I can't handle it." You might even convince yourself that everything will change, that your partner will suddenly transform. While loss is an experience no one wants to go through, it is essential for growth and a better future. Ignoring grief and loss prevents you from forming healthier relationships later on. Emotions are vital signals that help you understand your experiences. When you process these emotions, you can make better choices in the future. Take, for instance, a warning signal. It's an emotional alert system telling you to stop, but if you ignore it or rationalize it away, you block this crucial information. This often leads to poor decisions. Why do we do this? Because we don't want to face the discomfort of emotional pain, similar to how we avoid physical pain. Think of how we learn not to touch a hot stove after experiencing the pain of a burn. I recall grabbing a coal once. It was a painful lesson. Pain teaches us to avoid danger in the future. The same principle applies to emotional pain. It serves as a warning to protect us. But if you avoid emotional pain, you may miss out on learning these essential lessons. Why then do we return to toxic relationships? What does the process of loss look like? Let's break it down. The first stage is denial, where you convince yourself that your partner will change. Then comes anger, where you direct your frustration at your partner. This stage can be cathartic, as it provides an outlet for your emotions. You may think, "How did I tolerate such behavior for so long?" The next stage is grief, and this is where doubts creep in. You begin to question your decision and wonder if you could have done something differently. At this point, many people return to their toxic relationships because they can't handle the sadness and loss. They believe that going back will alleviate their pain, but it's important to understand that it's okay to grieve. Even over a toxic relationship, you may grieve the loss of your expectations, your illusions, or even the few good moments in an otherwise harmful relationship. In summary, allowing yourself to experience grief and loss is crucial for developing a warning system for future relationships. If you're overly focused on avoiding pain, you suppress your emotions and ignore the warning signs. This often leads to rationalizations like, "Maybe this time it will be different." By going through the stages of loss, denial, anger, and grief, you sharpen your ability to recognize toxic relationships in the future. During the anger stage, writing down your feelings can help you identify warning signs. In the grief stage, avoid sending emotional messages to your partner. Instead, share your thoughts with a friend or therapist. Physical activities like running or hitting a pillow can also help release emotions in a healthy way. The sadness stage, while difficult, is temporary. It's essential to remind yourself that it will pass. Writing down your feelings or talking to a friend can help you process the pain and reinforce why you chose to leave the relationship. I never judge anyone for returning to a previous relationship. I understand how challenging it can be. But every time you allow yourself to go through the pain of loss, you become better equipped to avoid toxic relationships in the future.